crow, searching for soda bottles, get myself some dough. Run 'em down to the corner, well, to the country store. Cash 'em in and get my money to a man named Curtis Lowe. Alright guys, my dad's been after me a while to go ahead and learn the song and maybe make an instructional video about it. Ballad to Curtis Lowe from Leonard Skinner. A couple mentions I want to make first about the gear I'm using. The way I started off this video is with this Fireball build from John Zimmerman. Fantastic build. Love the humbucker in it. Of course, this is a fretless, a little bit difficult to give an instructional video without you guys having a point of reference, so I wanted to use Martin Tauber's build for this instructional video. Also wanted to mention Randy Brett's and Mojo Bone. It's the slide I'm using. Fantastic slide. I think it's rosewood and or maybe ironwood and bone here. Another thing I wanted to mention too, I'm not going to be using a pick for this instructional video, but we did just come out with some new picks for beginner's box. Let it slide. I do suggest if you're using a 3-string especially and you're going to be using slide to use your fingers, maybe a little bit gimpy to start with if you're used to picking, but a lot of long-term benefits from going this way. So let's go ahead and start off. Alright, let's start off with some tuning notes. This song is originally done in E, and then of course is done on a 6-string guitar. Now I've just got a 3-string cigar box guitar here, so I have it tuned to G, G, B, G. Tuning notes for those cats who don't have tuners right now, let's go with the low string, G. Middle string, B. And high string, G. Alright, now this first part is probably one of the trickier parts of the songs. Definitely need to focus on cleanliness, not allowing the strings to rattle, avoid any fret buzz from the slide itself. I'm going to start off by, I like to hit the root note. Now the root note is going to be the note whatever song the key's in this case G for this guitar. The root note's going to be G. And then get our melody note on top of it. Starts out. The first note's there. If we just avoid the root note, you're going to be starting by sliding from the 14th fret into the 16th fret. Depending on what build you have, you might want to focus on where you're getting the best notes from. So in this case, right over the fret bar is where not sharp or flat is where you get your natural notes. In some cases, it might be right over the fret markers, but the fret bar seems to be the natural choice of influence. So let's go from the first note here. From the 14, we're going to slide into a 16, kind of a slower pitch slide, and back into the 14. 2 picks. So pick on the 14, slide into 16. Pick on the 16, slide back to 14. So that should be. Next notes after that are going to be the 12 on that same high string to the 14 on that high string. So 14 to 16, 16 to 14, 12 to 14. Now you're going to pick the 12, and then you're going to pick it again and slide to the 14. So 14 to 16, 16 to 14, 12, 12 to 14. Our next note sequence is going to involve the middle string. You're actually going to want to pick pretty much every note on this. There's a couple ways I thought about doing it. I actually thought about introducing the fingers, but I believe for this particular use case, I think focusing on the slide and jumping to the next string back or forward a fret always seems to be kind of a hard thing for people. They have a tendency to want to hit the same fret on the next string. In this case, it's so what these notes are going to be on the middle string, B string. You got 12, 14, and then on the high string, the 12. So the whole thing, 14 to 16, 16 to 14, 12, 12 to 14. On the middle string, 12, that high string there on the 12. So 12, 14, 12. And then you're going to hit the 12 again on the middle string. Then slide on the high string up to the 16th. with one pick, and you want to slide back down to the 12th on the high string. So that whole sequence of notes is going to be 12 on the middle string, 14 on the middle string, 12 on the high string, 12 on the middle string, 12 on the high string, sliding into the 16, and back into 12 without an extra pick. Oh, sorry, there would be an extra pick on that 16. So the whole thing is going to be 12 slid into 6, or 14 slid into 16, 16 back to 4th string, 12, 12 again to 14. On the middle string, 12 and 14, 12 on the high, 12 in the middle, then hit the 12th on the high string, sliding into 16, hit the 16 again, and slide back down to the 12th. So with all those pieces together, you should get something like this. The idea here is to really maintain a cleanliness with these notes. John Zimmerman, I believe, had asked me about making some points on how to mute the slide when moving from string to string, perhaps from even moving fret to fret on a single string. I'm going to tell you, for me, most of that has to be right hand. A lot of palm muting that I use to to kind of cancel the idea that even though I have the string on two, or the fret, or slide on two frets and two strings right here, I want to be able to. Now, something that helps is obviously rolling the slide. So when you go to hit that high string, rolling it off maybe the middle string or the lower string. This doesn't always work. Right hand seems to be the best tendency. So I use my thumb to mute whatever the lower string is, and then pick with one of my either forefinger or middle finger on the higher string. Another thing I like to do as well is keep my fingers behind the slide, kind of braced. So if I do choose to roll forward my slide, I can keep them muting behind here. I'm strumming all the strings there, but I'm only hitting one. That's because I'm muting up here with these fingers. Some of these little techniques I'll go into more on later videos. I'm just trying to get this stuff put out there in the first place. So far I like what you guys, or I hope you guys like what I have here. Going to move on to the next part. So what we should have so far